Hi folks. Well, I had an interesting conversation at the range the other day. I spoke to a range master that had seen me shooting some steel-cased ammo in my AR-15. He didn't really bless me out, but he did explain to me that that steel-cased ammo is just not a good idea to fire in an AR-15. Well, this is the first time I had heard this. So I immediately come home. I done a little research. I contacted a good friend of mine that I know knows AR-15s really well, and I bounced the question at him. And he explained to me that in fact AR-15s are just not really good guns to be firing steel-cased ammo in them. They shoot brass-cased ammo just fine, but steel-cased ammo is not really a good idea. Well, being the person that I am, I want to know a little deeper answer to that. I actually got on the CMMG website when I traded out my AR-15 bolt, or my 22 conversion bolt. I noticed that there was a disclaimer on the CMMG website that flat out tells you if you shoot 223 steel-cased ammo in a CMMG rifle and your gun messes up, it will void your warranty. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, I had to ask myself, why is steel ammo so bad? Now I've heard I got to doing some research and I come up with a few answers. Now some of your Wolf ammo, some of your Tula ammo, I've heard everything from under pressure, over pressure, but the one thing that was most consistent with all the different stories that I read in the different blogs was the main reason people have problems with steel-cased ammo is a failure to eject scenario. And as it comes out, I come to find out that that many of your extractor springs and your AR-15s don't supply enough tension in order to be able to pull those steel-cased, once they've been fired, out of the gun. Okay, now I'm going to back up and give you just a little bit of education when it comes to steel case versus brass. Okay, brass and steel actually expand and contract at different rates. Anytime you fire a bullet into a gun, the case itself, you have to understand you've got a chamber, and when the explosion happens, it expands that case to the actual walls of the chamber. When it comes to brass, and of course this is all very rapid, of course, when that thing explodes, it's boom, and then the case comes back down slightly, and then when the extractor pulls it out, it chambers another round, and then the cycle continues. Whereas with a steel case ammo, it doesn't contract back to anywhere near its original size. So when it goes off, it's boom, and now it's still up against the walls of the chamber, and then your extractor has to be able to overcome the friction of pulling that bullet out, or that shell casing out of the chamber. And if you've got a stock rifle that has a stock extractor spring, many times there's not enough tension for that thing to be able to grab a hold of that rim and pull that case out. So what do you end up with? You end up with a lot of case rims that are ripped off. I read stories of them just slipping off. But anyway, what ends up happening is the extractor misses and doesn't extract that steel case, and now the bolt comes back and strips another magazine off the magazine, or strips another shell off the magazine and tries to load that in a chamber which is blocked by an empty shell casing. You can see where we'd have a problem here. Then what you would have to do is take the magazine out, take the shell out of it, try to drive the old shell casing out of it, and it's really a pain in the butt. A real simple way to fix this issue is to purchase something called this is just an extractor spring upgrade kit, and it's manufactured by a company called BCM. I don't know if that'll show up on film, but BCM, it's a Bravo company, and apparently they manufacture AR-15s as well. But this is a extractor spring upgrade kit, and I'm going to read what the card says here. It says the BCM extractor kit, or extractor spring, chrome silicone, heat treated, stress relieved, shot peened, is a heavy coil design made to increase the extractor tension required on many AR-15, M4, and M16 short barrel rifles. Now, I've got a long barrel rifle, but I'm going to still use it for this application. The BCM extractor is so strong that the mil-spec O-ring will probably not be needed, but it is included. So what they've got is they've got this upgraded spring right here, which will give you increased spring tension to be able to get those cases out of that gun. Now, I still don't recommend, from what I've read, it's still not really a good idea to shoot steel brass or steel ammo in your gun. But if you do happen to have a surplus of steel ammo, this is going to increase your reliability of your gun quite a bit. If you put that spring in there, and from what I've read, just the spring alone will solve about 90% of your failure to extract problems with steel case ammo. If you still have a problem, you can always add the O-ring to it, but we're not going to put the O-ring on it in this application. I'm going to go ahead and break open my rifle here. This is my AR-15. They're real simple to break down. You got this pin right here. You pop that pin. You open that right there up. Open it up just like a break open shotgun. Go ahead and pull that up. Pull your bolt assembly out. We're going to set that aside. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pan down here and give you a look-see at what I'm doing. Okay. Now the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to be able to get this bolt out right here so that you can get that extractor out. You can take, you're going to need to remove your firing pin. Just lift up underneath that cotter key right there and just set it aside. Then your firing pin will pop out. Set that aside, and then you're going to rotate this until you can line this up right here and give it about a 180-degree turn. And you go ahead and lift that up, pull that out, set it aside. Now your bolt will come out, and that's it. Now you can use your firing pin to actually drive the pin out, but you're going to need to hold on to your extractor right here. Just hold on to it with your thumb and go ahead and drive that out. Hold on to it and pull it out. There's your pin that holds your extractor. Ease your extractor off, and there's the spring right there. Go ahead and get that off. Oops. Got to pry it off there with a pocket knife. Ordinarily I'd use my pliers, but you can see you got a little cup right there that it recesses into, and that right there is your factory spring. Let me go ahead and open this other one so you get an idea of what it looks like. Now this is a 3-part kit. It comes with a spring, a tiny little buffer. There's your spring. There's the buffer, or I'm sorry, there's your O-ring. And then this right here is a tiny little buffer. Right there. Now, we've got the spring right here. I'm going to go ahead and pop the buffer out of here and compare these two springs so that you get an idea of the difference. Might be easier said than done trying to get that. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna change that buffer out. But if you look at the two springs together, you can see that the BCM spring is actually considerably larger. I'm going to go ahead and scroll in there so you guys can see this a little better. You can see how much bigger this BCM spring is right here. This one right here is the BCM spring, and this right here is the factory stock spring. Okay, we're going to take this buffer. Now these springs do have a large side and a small side. You're going to take the large side of the spring and you're going to put the buffer in just like so, and it fits into the spring like that. Then you're going to take your extractor, which is right here, and you're going to go ahead and push it in. You might have to give it a little twist. There we go. Give it a little twist like that. Now it's in. And it'll hold it in place. Now, to put it in the bolt, all you do is just go ahead and put it in like that. take and push down on the extractor, and I can feel already there's a huge difference right there. And then take your pin. Now I'm not going to put the O-ring on it at this point because it doesn't need it. It may not need it. I'll know once I take it out and actually fire some ammo. My gun actually didn't have any problems. I've been firing steel for years, so and never had any kind of issues with it. But after doing and reading the blogs, I decided I wanted to go ahead and do this upgrade kit. Now to go ahead and put that back in, go ahead and pan out just a little bit. Go ahead and put it back in. Line it up. There it goes. And then you're going to line up the hole. Put your this pin here back in there. Might have to rotate it 180 out. Come on, don't make a monkey out of me. Never fails. You do this. This is what happens when you do live videos. What's that hanging up in there? Bear with me, folks. Oh, stupid me, I didn't have the bolt flipped over the right way. The thing that you need to understand, bolts going into the gun like this, you want your extractor right there. That's what happened. I didn't have it flipped around. It drops right in. Now look at there. A lot of you AR guys are going to be looking at me going, you dummy. Go ahead and give that a little twist. Then drop your firing pin back in. Put that back in like that. And that's it. Now your bolt's back together, and ready to drop that thing in the gun and take it out and fire some steel rounds through it and see if it hangs up on you. But name of the company is Bravo Company Manufacturer. Check them out, guys. It's a good product. And oh, by the way, the price, it's like $5. But a little word of the wise, if you go to BCM and order these things, get with all of your AR buddies and order. You can order up to 10 kits, and it's going to cost you the same shipping whether you order 1 or 10 of these things. Shipping from $0 to I think $99 is $7.95 to ship it. So get with some of your buddies and everything, and the more you order, the cheaper it will be for you, and you don't have to pay the full brunt of the shipping. But either way, even if you pay the full brunt of the shipping, $10, and that's cheap enough for a little added insurance. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye.